I'm not going to say anything until I know this is good. So once I know this is good and people can hear it, then we'll get into it. Right? I don't know what the issue. Oh, boom, there it is. Turn that down a bit. Thank God. You know, right? StreamYard is kind of, yeah, StreamYard is the only one we can actually use. It's the handiest kind of streaming software. And it's so, but you know, the last two times I've had guests on, we've had to refresh that about 2 or 3 times before going live. I have no idea why. I suspect it's because this is a newer iPhone. Because on the older ones, like these ones, it tends to work just fine. The only issue is these are a bit more glitchy with the new Wi-Fi. So I don't, as you saw once, I don't like using these for that reason. They can be a bit glitchy. This one is better, but it's like going from one extreme to another. Apple are great, aren't they? This is a bit glitchy with the Wi-Fi. Don't know why. It's the only device that is. This one, for some reason, I don't know what's wrong with it. It's like a flipping child who needs a pat over the head before he actually gets himself into gear. That's kind of what it's like. Anyway, that's aside. That's aside. How are we all doing? 30 in the chat. Let's talk about, you see, it's going to be primarily about the card next week, Joshua versus Wallin, Wilder versus Parker, but we got to talk about last night. We also got to talk a little bit about the fights that happened over the weekend, because honestly, this has been a weekend of big knockouts. I mean, Jake Paul had a big knockout. There was a big knockout on the undercard. That was a flipping savage knockout. I can't remember the guy's name, but savage knockout. Chris Colbert got knocked out badly last night. Peter McGrail got knocked out very badly. Sonny Edwards got the crap beaten out of him. It was really a weekend for big knockouts. And you know I love knockouts, right? Big up to JD, beating Ali Drew. There you go, man. There's your claim to fame. Beating Ali Drew the first. I did, yeah, it was all right. I seen it. I seen some people getting real like up in arms about it. I was like, it's all right. Kind of like Michael Jackson's Thriller almost. The kind of zombie thing going. Shout out to Camilla, part 2. Yeah, part 2. I haven't watched them yet. I was going to watch Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington after we finish up here and I get Review of the Week recorded. I seen what he said at the press conference. Listen, right? I like trash talking, I do. And I think when it's done right, trash talking is fun. It's fun to listen to. There are limits you can go. All right, there are limits, and he definitely crossed that limit. You don't bring up someone's dead parent. You don't, and you certainly don't say they're in hell. He just came across as a right cunt saying that. You know, trash talking. All right, go for it. I quite like a bit of trash talk, to be honest with you. But when you start going down those roads, yeah, I was never. Colby is what he is. I haven't seen it. Should have gave the people the fight they asked for, and stop putting mediocre fights on behind a paywall for the last 5 years. Yeah, it's sad. Obviously, Showtime are gone. It took them longer than I thought. I really did think after HBO bowed out, Showtime would be gone not long after. But no, they stuck around for 5 years later. But yeah, they're gone. It is what it is. Look, Showtime has some great moments, great memories watching Showtime. I always liked the Showtime commentary. But let's see how Amazon do it. One of the good things with Amazon is that we'll be able to get it in the UK. I don't have an Amazon Prime account, but I'm sure we can get boxing on it or something like that. Camilla, what are your 2024 plans? Gee, big fan. Thank you. I'm assuming with a name like that, you're a woman, so thank you, my dear. 2024 plans. Hit 20K. Get relocated over in the UK. That's hopefully early next year, as in like the first 3 to 4 months. And then just see what happens from there. You know, see how we get set up, see what life is like. I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to that. You know, I like city life. You know, I wouldn't want to live in a city forever, but I like city life. I like the opportunities that I know are there, not just with Ade, but I have had other people reach out to me in the past, quite well-known people, and say, when you get settled over there, let's do some work together and stuff like that. So hopefully that does come to pass. And I think that over there I'll have more opportunities to help grow the channel, get it to 20K and beyond. That I can hopefully try and make inroads into some of my other dreams as well. And yeah, that's the kind of plans for next year. This year's been good for the channel. We started this year with 9,000 and something. We're going to end it with 15. So I think that's a success. Next year has to be a bigger success. He did. How long do you think until he's ready to push on? Probably straight away, to be honest with you. He's very good. And big up to the 286 project. Big near for you next year too, mate. Big up for you. I'm good, mate. I'm good. Yeah, it's been a fairly low-key Sunday, to be honest with you. I caught up on the boxing. I've done some Christmas shopping today. I just took just a chill day. But that's all good, man. That's all good. Big up to Ian every time. How are you, man? Just imagine I know, man. I know, man. I can't wait. It's Christmas Eve this day week, isn't it? It is, isn't it? And we'll be spending Christmas Eve talking about the fallout from the card the night before. That's going to be fun, man. I can't wait. TNT have no info on pay-per-view pricing. Really, not yet. I probably will get it on TNT, depending on... Because I'll tell you one thing. I didn't stay up to watch the DAZN show last night, but I did catch the last 3 rounds. I woke up in the middle of the night, was like, the hell with it, I'll watch the last few rounds. My Wi-Fi was working, I was fine on YouTube, fine on everything, but the DAZN was glitching. And that was not a Wi-Fi issue, I think that was a DAZN issue. That has me worried if I am going to watch on pay-per-view DAZN, is that going to be happening while I'm doing a watch-along? Out of which underdog fighter at Saudi next week would you go for a bet on? Depends really. Definitely wouldn't go Mark Demori. Definitely wouldn't go Ellis Zara. Definitely wouldn't go Makhmadov, or not Makhmadov. I would be going Makhmadov. Wouldn't be going Kabayel. Wouldn't be going Junior Fa. If you gave me a tenner and said, here's a bet, I would slap the tenner on Joseph Parker just to win outright. I'm not going to go meta the victory, but just to win outright. Streamlabs or OBS is better than StreamYard. Not sure about the phone streaming though. Yeah, there's another one called Riverdale or something like that. It's a pretty good one. Proper told me about that one. I must try and use that actually. Here we go again. I know. Here we go again. Have to be honest, mate, I haven't had a chance to look at it. I watched the undercard, but I didn't get a chance to watch Josh Kelly's fight last night. I will have a look at it before I record a review of the week. But look, Josh Kelly is a decent British level fighter, but I've always said I think he's limited. I think he's got a plateau at domestic European level, and it's going to be hard for him to push on after that. Didn't hang about. No, he did not. Yes, smash the like button if you couldn't. If you haven't already, please smash the like button. 80 views in the chat. There you go. Yeah, no doubt he lost fans with that. Man, that was stupid. I understand trash talk and trying to get under your opponent's skin, but there is a limit. I have Amazon Prime, but I won't be buying any PVC pay-per-views. Yeah, well, hopefully they won't be pay-per-view over here. Surely they wouldn't. I mean, you wouldn't put on some of the pay-per-views they put on in the US and the UK. You just wouldn't do it. Hopefully not anyway. Yeah, Laura Woods fancies the hell out of Joshua. You can tell that. Even when she was on DAZN, you could tell she fancied the hell out of Joshua. It was funny to see Warren and it's funny to see Frank Warren in a trailer like that, period. What's up, G-Man? You good, buddy? Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you? I got AJ and Parker winning. Do you know something? I could well see that. Happening. I haven't watched the interview, but I did see it was there. He's doing a lot more interviews now, isn't he? He's really out and about since he's got free from Sky. He's out talking a lot more. I would say he will work for a network other than Sky next year. I'd say TNT or DAZN, one or the other. I don't know in what capacity, though, if he works in DAZN. Would he be head of boxing in DAZN, or what would he be? But I reckon we'll see Adam Smith on our screens in some capacity next year. He's away from Sky, and Sky really has suffered over the last year. You know, it's just the quality hasn't been there. I like some of the things that Shalom is doing. I do personally, for me, I hope he does some more Sunday shows. I think Warren should do them. I think Hearn should do them. I like the Sunday shows. I like the fact, after the football, there you go, bit of boxing, or if the F1 is on, you're watching the F1, there you go, bit of boxing after. Because when the sporting events happen during the day, on a Sunday, lunchtime kickoff or 3 o'clock kickoff, something like that, or in F1, the 3 o'clock race, when that's over, it's over. And you're kind of like, at least with the boxing, having it on a Sunday, not every big, you wouldn't have the big fights on a Sunday, but kind of what Billum Smith did. I like that. Yeah, definitely. Laura Wood fancies the hell out of Joshua. Good evening, G-Man and the chat. Hope everyone is doing well. Mate, this Saturday is it's gonna be wild. I flipping cannot wait, lads. Honestly, I cannot wait. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be parked here from probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock until whenever. And believe me, we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I love doing the watch-alongs. I don't get up for every fight to do them, but when I do, oh man, there's nothing better than just doing a little live watch-along, having the chat going, and it's those knockout moments or those big moments where you're like, oh, that's flipping recorded now. Yeah. People don't realize this is a very winnable fight for Wallin. Joshua has to get him out of there early. I wouldn't necessarily say he needs to get him out of there early, but he needs to put Wallin in his box early. That's what I think he needs to do. He needs to hit him hard early. But yeah, no, I 100% agree. It is a winnable fight for Otto Wallin. 100%. It's going to be a tricky fight. Realistically, do you think Joshua fights Wilder in March? If Wilder knocks out Parker and AJ goes to points, I'm putting my car on the fight not happening on her, and we use the IBF route. You see, if the Saudis want it, you're kind of backed into a corner now, aren't you? When you think about it. Because if they want it, they're chucking money at it. They'll chuck money at it until it happens. So I would say likelihood is, yeah, we could be good to go to that. Which I think AJ will lose to Hrgovic. Could well happen. I knew Andre August wouldn't have been good in there, but I didn't expect Jake Paul to KO him in the first round. Yeah, neither did I, to be honest with you. I kind of thought, all right, he'll probably KO him, but, you go a round or two, have a look at him. I've seen people saying that knockout was fake. Yeah, BS. That wasn't fake. You fake those facial reactions, the head snapping back, the legs not working, you're faking all that bullshit. No, that was a good uppercut against a very, very limited fighter. But, don't want to take away from Andre August. He could be a nice guy, but you could get guys who are completely obscure. I'll give you an example, right? I could make middleweight, go over to Hungary and get the 10-0 fighting guys over there. That's how bad some of them are. So when you get these guys who have a pro record, but they're professionals, but they're seriously bad, that's kind of like what he is, Good luck Christmas shopping in London next year. It's crazy busy. Yeah, I've never been to London at Christmas. I've been after Christmas and just before, but I've never been at Christmas. So, look, we're going to see what it's like. I'm just looking, man, as I said, I'm just looking forward to city life. I live in a big town, but it's not a city. Everyone knows everybody. And, I need a change. I felt that for a while, but we need a change. I don't think you would have beaten him back in the day. I think that Wilder will always have Joe Parker's number, even back in the day. Wallin, maybe. Yeah, I haven't actually looked at it yet, but I've seen that come up in my sub feed that he has. That's a big up to True Geordie every time. Very possible. Yes, big up to Lee. Yeah, no, I pretty much said it there. I didn't realize you were live. You were back live. Oh, yeah, we're back live. Yeah, I don't know, man. StreamYard just, I don't know what's wrong with it. It's just, what. That's why I'm going to have to be flipping, make sure Saturday night is, all boxes are ticked for Saturday night. It's going to be a big, it's going to be a big match. Like, it's going to be big. This fight on Saturday was really great as well. Really like Bam. He's putting on great performances. Sonny showed heart, both are great fighters. Yeah, credit to Sonny Edwards. Really, credit to him. I didn't expect him to stand his ground the way he did. That surprised me. Bam is just tremendous. He really is. He's a talented fighter. Shout out to Sonny Edwards every time. He did a very good job in there, at least sticking around, made some rounds competitive. But yeah, Bam was just different level. Kelly called out Eubank Jr., said he would be 40%. Well, they're both with Wasserman, so there you go. Where's Ade? No videos for weeks. I only spoke with Ade today, actually, funny enough. He's just taking a break. He's at home. He's just taking a break. We talked a bit about British boxing, where it's at. We only have 3 champions now, Cordina, Fury, and Bill Smith. And, he's just taking a little break. He wants to, as he said, he could do videos for the sake of it, but, he just wants a little break. But when he comes back, which will be soon, it's going to be flat out. So, Ade, nothing to worry about. He's all good. He's all good. Of all the fights next week, which one do you expect not to go the distance? The majority. The majority, mate. Dubois Miller won't. I think that likely Joshua may very well go the distance, but I would say the majority are going to be distance jobs. Seriously. I checked out that KO you mentioned. Yeah, he got flattened. He had him down twice officially, but the first knockdown shouldn't have been called a knockdown. It was a slip. It was actually the feet got tangled together. Shouldn't have been a knockdown. Second one was legit. It was, I watched this. See, I knew the result already before watching it. So I was like, okay, all right, let's see how this knockdown comes. How did it happen? Because you look at it, when I went on Box Track, I was like, down twice, okay. So he was in control. What happened? And then I seen that and I was like, oh my God. Now that's a proper come from behind out of nowhere victory. That it really was just crazy. Jay Quinn or something like that, his name was. Crazy. He's got Otto Wallin beating AJ. Could very well happen. 118 now, if you haven't already. Please hit the old like button. If you haven't, hit the old like button, help your boy out. We've 118 in the building. And only 20 likes. I mean, that's IFL ratios right there. That's IFL ratios right there. We can't be having that, lads. We can't. Just to warn you, was boring. I heard people say it was boring. All right, I did. I thought it would be a bit more fiery than it was, but yeah, I haven't watched it yet. But we'll have a little look-see at it. I like the fact Wasserman are going on Fridays. Yeah, I mean that right there is very good. Wasserman Fridays, Matchroom Saturdays, Sky Sundays, and obviously the big fights can happen on a Saturday. I like that. I like it. I tell you what we need, and we won't get it. Because I don't think we have as many people to do this. But I miss the midweek shows, the Wednesday, Thursday shows. I miss them. I like them when Matchroom were doing them. I like them. The next gen shows not being on the weekend. To see if they are bouncing off each other. You're buzzing for Saturday. Similar to Miller, both were recent cherry picks. Neither is really up to par. But the Miller Dubois one is going to be fun. If AJ can knock Wallin out at all, that's impressive. Yeah, and that would give him such a boost to his confidence, especially considering Tyson Fury couldn't do it. It's something that, and Joshua, he said it himself, like he tries to outdo his rivals. So Fury is a big rival with him. He doesn't like Tyson Fury. He doesn't. And in that interview, I did find it funny in the interview with Laura Woods where he was saying, Fury, is a fat slob, and you got bet by a muscle guy, even though Ngannou didn't officially get the nod. He's like, you got bet by a muscle guy, and I was like, mate. Before you go and say that, the first thing people are going to say is he got beat by Ruiz, who is not the body beautiful type. Will Wilder or will Wallin fight Parker or March if they both win? Maybe. I can't imagine the Saudis being, rushing to put up money for that fight, to be honest with you. A lot more as time goes on. That interview was very good. that media, stay humble. Sometimes it's best to just be yourself. Be yourself. And that wasn't AJ. You think Big Pharma stops Miller inside 6? Good evening to you, my man. He was relentless. Brilliant. Was absolutely brilliant. Jarrell Miller did a video on Queensbury's YouTube channel called Jarrell Miller versus 5-Star Buffet. I gotta watch it. I have to watch that. I don't understand the hype around Wallin. He's decent, but really nothing great. If AJ can't KO him, he should retire. Well, Tyson Fury didn't KO him. To be fair, you know, he hasn't shown a bad chin. Unless AJ has declined even more, that Wallin could win on points. I doubt he'll win on points, even if he deserves it. John Fury talking more something about his son's training camp. All lies, of course. I don't know necessarily about those latest ones. I tend to suspect there is a little bit of truth behind that. I tend to suspect that some of the things he's saying about the camp not being quite up to his liking may ring home a bit of truth. With regards to AJ Wallin, my gut tells me AJ is going to win a close decision over Wallin. Could well do, you know. That's the two main events, because they are both main event fights. They're both very intriguing, and they're both very competitive. Is a plotter with no KO power. Edinburgh is much better at Christmas, as I live near there. They have great markets on Princess Streets, loads of food and drink. Done London, very vanilla, but I'm biased. The north of England going into Scotland, I'll always be biased towards the south. I haven't been Edinburgh yet. I'd like to. I'd like to go Scotland. I haven't been yet. Never know. Would you ever do a day trip from Cornwall, England? Oh, a day. I was like day trip to Cornwall, England, to the very top of Scotland. That would take what, a full day of travel, wouldn't it? Cornwall is there, and like Inverness, which is as far north as I know, is like there. That'd be some trip, man. Land's End to John O'Groats. I wouldn't mind seeing it. I suspect he's going to try and go for Estrada next. I suspect. 144 now, mate. And only 35 likes. Come on, lads, you know. The like button is there. It needs to be hit, you know. I want to boost the channel up in the algorithms. That's why we need the likes. That's what it does. No, thank God. I don't think that's happening, thank God. Yeah, I think he would. He has a good boxing brain. He understands the sport. I think he'd make a very good trainer. I do. I think he'd make a very good trainer. I'm glad they stopped the fight before the 10th. Yeah, he was taking a beating in there. He was. Right time to stop it. Right time to stop it. Oh, no, it's still on. No, that fight is still happening, man. It's still happening. And, of course, subscribe if you haven't. Trying to get myself to 15K. We're nearly at 14,800. We have a good weekend. Next weekend, we could be right there. Boxing is becoming one giant snot bubble. Fair enough. That's your opinion. Deontay Wilder fan club is next. That's going to be a good one. I eagerly await. I eagerly await to read that. Is Miller still on the burgers and the special sauce? According to Vada, no. But God knows. But God knows. Who are you picking? I got AJ. Usyk is the Grand Master and Tyson is the best of the rest. I heard that the trailer for that is coming out. It's going to be interesting. So let's see. Let's see. What are you expecting this weekend? Wallin is quite difficult to look good against, but I hope AJ is nasty this week. Well, I'm expecting lots of knockouts. Whether we get them in the two main events remains to be seen, but I would expect out of those two, we're going to see one devastating knockout by either guy. More than likely could be Wilder, but could be Joshua as well. Wallin versus Parker would be, it wouldn't be a great fight at all. It would be it wouldn't be great. Do you like Scottish women's accents? I find them sexy. Can't say I really have met any Scottish women that I find particularly attractive, but you never know. Stranger things have happened, mate. Stranger things have happened. AJ smashes Wallin in 4 rounds. Wilder will come through with scared to beat Parker. Dubois will go for the KO early, but if it goes past 6, Miller will make a dogfight. Could well happen. Could well happen. Okay, I feel like people are bigging up Wallin too much. Okay, okay, fighter. Okay, fighter. But Joshua absolutely should win. Plus Miller being there might. That's what I was going to talk about. And that's a great point. At that press conference, instantly, Joshua was more triggered in the press conference than Daniel Dubois was, right? And I wonder, even though Wallin hasn't necessarily triggered Joshua, the fact that Miller is there, he'll be around them. They do not like one another, to say the least. It has me thinking, will that bring something out in Joshua? Just the fact that Jarrell Miller is there and that he really doesn't like him. Would you have lost that tenor for sure? Maybe. So they say. So they say. Listen, the IBF are strict. They enforce the rules, which is not always a bad thing, considering the fact that the WBC give their champions pretty much carte blanche to do whatever the hell they want, the ones that they like anyway. So in one sense, you have to look at the IBF and say, okay, fair enough, they're standing by their rules. But at the same time, you have to look at them and say, you're going a bit far here and this doesn't make sense. Your mandatory is not ready. And he said that he won't be ready. So therefore, if he's not ready, there is no reason why Jay Pataya can't take an interim fight. In my opinion, that's stupid. To turn around and be like, you have to fight Myers Breedis, but he's not ready. So let Jay Pataya have an interim fight in the meantime. I don't see an issue with that. Yeah, he's fighting a very, very, subpar opponent. I don't. It's not. Is it a step up from Jordan Thompson? It may not. It may be. It may not be. But your mandatory is not ready. So let him do what he wants. How do you think AJ and Dev Sani will be like tomorrow? I like Dev. I do. I've met Dev several times. He watches my videos. Actually, funny enough. What Dev has done, right? He does it in a trolly way. He's great at getting under people's skins, and he is trolling a lot. It's funny. He's able to get reactions out of these fighters. I like it. You can tell that he is someone who does like boxing, because if you follow him on Twitter, he is tweeting about other fights that are not even Queensbury. He's always chucking a Queensbury fighter's name in there. But I like him. It's going to be interesting. Given that you're good with dates, what date did Jack Johnson win his first world title? December the 26th, 1908. December the 26th, 1908, beat Tommy Burns in Sydney, Australia, if memory serves me correct. That was Jack Johnson's first win. Now, if you're talking about, they had two worlds. Well, they only had one real, but they had a coloured heavyweight title. I can't remember when he won that. But he definitely won it on the 26th of... Yeah, you see there, I got a bingo. Boom. A big up to Ra every time. How are you, my man? How are you? I can imagine, because that's BS. Like, the guy, Myers Breedis now, is not... He said mid-2024. The F. Just let him fight. Who cares? It's a joke. Nah, the IBF, they're something else, man. They're something else. Who do you blame for the Eubank Jr. Conor Benn fight collapsing? Listen, if Eubank Jr. is making the bans, right, and if he's saying he wants X, Y, and Z, he didn't F up the fight the first time around. It was Conor Benn failing 2 tests. So I think Eubank would have been in the driver's seat to say, right, we'll fight. These are my terms. He didn't do anything wrong. So, I would say that Eubank made terms that Team Ben, Team Hearn didn't like, and then see you later. We're not going to have it. I know, I don't get it. They obviously had no one else left in the rankings, and they just decided to chuck him in. They'll do that, Not even a flipping eliminator. It's a joke. I can imagine so. I don't know. I don't actually know. Is there a rematch clause? What year was John L. Sullivan born? He died in 1918. He was born in 1856, I think. Tell me if I'm right on that. I think it was 1856. In fact, let's see. I'm pretty sure he was born in 1856, John L. Sullivan. Let's see. I don't know the exact date now, but I'm pretty sure it was 1856. 2 years off, October 15th, 1868. Close enough. Close enough. He did die in 1918, though. I know that. Yeah, hit me with another one, man. Hit me with another one. I like the dates. Being that Wilder during fight week is in bomb squad mode, I'm wondering whether he'll go at Miller. I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't put it past them, but I think I don't know. Yeah, 58, 2 years off. I got my maths wrong. I knew he died in 1918, and he was 59 when he died, and I should have flipping realized that. But yeah, no, you got me there. Connor playing the entitled spoiled brat role, playing it. As you know, I'm a big fan of Tank. I think Haney wins. Competitive fight though. We do like Tank. 58. Oh, he said there was a rematch clause. Well, to be expected. So if he wins, they'd run it back, which would mean then that, it in one sense it doesn't hold the division up. It's not like a world title or anything like that, but there's no world title on the line. Do you really need a rematch clause if there's no real title on the line or anything like that? Really? Do you need it? If it was a voluntary world title defense, go for it. What do you think the very esteemed who do you think the very esteemed Manuel Char will fight next? When does the belt vanish? It never gonna vanish. It just seems to stick around. It won't go nowhere. All right, it's just a joke. If I was Frank, I'd just chuck Moses' helmet in with him, to be honest with you. There you go, you're world champion. Sort of. What was his pro debut date? I have no idea. I think it was 60, 61, 62, but I couldn't tell you for definite. That's one I couldn't tell you. Parker has the gas tank Ortiz didn't have. Wilder is in trouble. Could be. That's the most interesting fight on this card for me. It's the one I'm most looking forward to, is Dubois versus Miller. I can't wait for that fight. I think that fight is going to be flipping fun. I'm doing a prediction video for a few of them. And that's the one I'm probably most looking forward to doing one for. What year did Jack Dempsey turn pro? I want to say he turned pro around about, I don't know. It was the 1910s. He won the world title on the 4th of July 1919, but he'd been pro prior to that. I'm going to say he was pro about 1915, thereabouts. Maybe when Johnson was still champion. And good evening to Colin. How are you, man? How are you? I swear Wilder better not be on this nice humble stuff this week. He's already talked BS about Joshua saying he's mentally weak. When Wilder sees, and again, he better have the same energy, but I doubt it. 1914, I'm getting close, man. I'm close. I can't see either Dubois taking him out really or Miller getting to him late. I think that's likely. The triple knee, oh man, let's wait and see. I'm picking Wilder to KO Parker late, but I also have a feeling Parker could cause the upset. As I said, if I had to, out of the two fights, Wallin versus Joshua and Wilder Parker, if one of them was to happen, I would say it's more likely to be Parker upsetting Deontay Wilder than the other way around. More likely is what I'd say. 172 of you guys in the building, and I've only got 50. What's up? I've only got 52 likes. Come on, smash the old like button, help your boy out. And if you haven't already, please do consider, subscribing, because I'll tell you why. We're literally, if you can see it there, look at that. We're nearly there. got less than 250 away. I am flipping desperate to get to that 15k. Probably would have favored Ali. To dislike him, not particularly. I don't really have any feelings towards Deontay Wilder in that regard. I think he just talks an awful lot of crap. Doesn't make him a horrible person. He just says a lot of nonsense, and it's easy to pick the nonsense apart. Does he really believe stuff like Tyson Fury cheated? Does he really genuinely, hand on heart, believe? Maybe he does. Does he really believe that Joshua has been given an easy touch throughout his career? Because he hasn't. So, first time joined in your live, good work. First time, I hope you enjoy it, mate. I hope you enjoy it. Hopefully we'll see you on Saturday in the old watch along. We'll have good fun there. Oh yeah, I reckon he would. Yeah, Harold Graham was a good fighter, very good fighter. It's a shame his one real chance against Julian Jackson ended the way it did. He was winning that fight. He was on the verge of getting a stoppage. In fact, many people believe if the round had ended, then Julian Jackson would have been pulled out. He got greedy. He got caught with a big right hand, and that was it for Harold Graham. That was it. Great fighter, though. Absolutely brilliant fighter was Harold Bomber Graham. I think so. There's a good chance it would be, yeah. Genuinely good chance it would be. I doubt we'll see anytime soon. You see, that fight right there, right? I disagree. I think that fight for both guys will always be there regardless of the outcomes. I'll give you an example. I reckon if Fury beat Usyk and Joshua, say he lost to Wallin, we'd still see that fight. I think that's a fight that is always going to be on the table for both guys, irrespective of where they are in their respective careers. It's going to be something that the British public would absolutely lap up, regardless where they are respectively in their careers. I think it'll always be there. Whether we see it or not is another thing. Keep up the good work, G-Man. You deserve the success, mate. Thank you. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name, but thank you nonetheless. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Let's keep the success going, man. Let's do everything. Let's do everything we can next year to make next year a good year. A really good year in every aspect. In here and outside of here. We've got a lot going on next year. We got a lot to do. We got a lot of work to do. But we'll get there. You've ever watched, as in live or just in general? Because the Bo Holyfield fights are amazing. Absolutely incredible. If you're talking about like live, just watched it as a fan. Klitschko Joshua will always hold a special place with me. It always will, because I looked so forward to that fight. I watched it with my friend in his house, and we were just, the whole time during that fight, we were just going mental with what we were seeing in there. So that fight will always hold a special place with us. That's one of the last times I ever really got proper excited, as in like in the ring walk, everything for a fight. Now I don't. I get excited, but not to that level, if that makes sense. 300 pounds definitely. Has been built on beating Wilder. A Parker win would surely devalue those wins. It is. It's literally like that. It'll always be there. Oh, there we go. I want to read that there for a sec. Hope you have a good Christmas. I'm sure I will. Thank you for the £2. I appreciate that, mate. I appreciate the £2. Every little bit helps. You know that. Thank you so much. Dublin seems to be warmer than quite a lot of places in England, probably because it's by the sea. I don't know. I mean, I think that I've been to London in January, and it's been warmer than Dublin is. Put it like that. It's flipping cold tonight. Or it gets flipping cold out. Most places south in the UK get better summers than we do. Like, we get it. It's dark and it's bright until like 11, half 11 at night in the summer. And it does be warm. It does be warm. But in the UK, it is flipping warm and south. Big up to Joe Stunner. How are you, my friend? How are you? I hope you're keeping well. You're coming near the back end of it. We've had some technical issues early on. StreamYard, you know. Hello, G-Man. Hello, chat. Bit late for this one. Anyone seen it? I seen it. I was only talking earlier in the stream that we've had, over the last 2 days, some serious knockouts. We had the Peter McGrail knockout, which was just unreal. Just unreal. We had that knockout. We had the Jake Paul knockout, and then we had that knockout on the undercard. What degree is it outside now? Yeah, it does say that, to be fair. It says at the minute. Yeah, well, actually, it says it's 12 degrees now at the minute for me. That's what it says there. So, see? It says 12 degrees in Swords with rain. Don't hear any rain, but apparently it's raining. Don't hear it. Apparently it's there. Dara Keane, thank you. I appreciate €15. There you go, man. That's the pay-per-view sorted, pretty much. That's the pay-per-view. Man, sorry I can't give more. Man, you gave me 15 quid. That's loads. Do you think there is a lack of good competitive fights for the top names? Will change when the likes of Fury, Wilder retire, or is it just systematic problem with boxing? I think these new guys do seem more willing. Like you hear it with the Moses Helmas of the world and people like that. They do seem more willing. Fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed we can get these big fights made. I really do. I really hope that Amazon are willing to do, cross-network fights as well. I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping it's not going to be a massively long problem. But, mate, I appreciate, once again, the 15 quid. Holy shit, thank you for that. Appreciate that. The McGrail KO was savage. It was. It didn't look, when you originally see it happen in real time, it doesn't look like the most devastating shot in the world. Then you see it on the replay and you're like, oh, yeah, 100%. That, 100%, man. That is a bad knockout. Sonny did himself in British boxing proud. It was, to his credit, he managed to get up from that. Man, that was a big shot he took when he went down. I'm surprised. I seen the ending of the fight live. I watched it this morning, as in like 4 a.m. or 4:30 in the morning. I was surprised he got up from that now, to be fair. I knew it was the end of the round, but he went down heavy and face first. So, he could have easily sat that count out, but he didn't. Fair play. Fair play. Been out the last 2 nights. What's your thoughts on Pro Box? I'm not really sure what Pro Box is, to be honest with you. I doubt it very much. He's not as talented. Despite him losing, I still think he beats Martinez. Oh, yeah, I probably would still pick him over Martinez, to be honest with you. Yeah, 15 quid is brilliant, man. Jesus. Delighted with that, so I was. Yeah, that was an out of the blue. It was just, boom. You're like, what? Where'd that come from? It was actually, oh man, mate, I appreciate the 5 quid. So pay-per-view this Saturday is officially paid for. Support the channel whatever way you can. Listen, leave a like. If that's all it is, leave a like. I'll take it. I'm happy with that. You're helping the channel out in many ways by just doing that. You really genuinely, I can't put into words how much you're helping the channel out by just even leaving a like. Because I don't know how it works with the algorithms, but it boosts the channel up in the algorithms. So currently we have, there you go, 80 likes. Boom. Boom. I don't think he should. I think he's okay. Oh, that's what Pro Box is. Yeah, I have seen a couple of their videos. I was wondering what. I was like, yeah, I just seen Chris and Paul. Yeah, I have seen a few of theirs. They're all right. Well, thank you, my dear. If Sonny had been more defensive, he may have lasted a distance. But I think his ego and desire got to him. I was surprised he slugged that much. So was I. I think you're right. He probably could have made it the distance if he had just got on his bike. But I think I get the impression Sonny knew, I won't get a decision doing this. I have to stand and trade. I'm the away fighter at the end of the day. I have to stand. I have to trade. And obviously it just, didn't work. No, mate, honestly, that's a good question. That's a very good question. Has anyone seen the documentary on Dylan White? That's some YouTube channel. It's not a boxing channel. It's more a crime channel. But he did a piece on Dean and Dylan White. And it was really, really good. It was kind of like their backgrounds and some stuff Dean White's done. And It was really good. It's a crimey kind of. I say, yeah, it's a true crime kind of channel. It just came up in my recommended videos, and I was like, I'll watch this, and I was like, damn, don't mess with Baby Ting. We already knew that, but don't mess with Baby Ting. Big up to the channel, mate. Thank you. I appreciate the fiver. Appreciate it massively every time. Every little bit helps, man. I appreciate that greatly. I'd go with Kelly. Eddie Hearn was trying to do that fight years ago, and had Josh Kelly beaten David Avanesian, we would have got that fight in 2021, in my opinion. Comes up, but I never watched it. I'll have to give it a watch. Yeah, it was weird. It just randomly started appearing. It came up in my recommendations too, and I said, I'll watch it. It was really good. Give it a watch. It was really, really good. Really enjoyed it. Things I certainly didn't know. Big up G-Man, I watched it and it was interesting. There we go. It was very interesting. I really enjoyed it. It was things I didn't know, put it like that. Because I think some of it you really don't want to be talking about on here for obvious reasons. Yeah, that was sad. That was very sad. You know, can I say? I don't have any kids, but I wouldn't even want to imagine what I might think if that happened to mine, if I had any. Yeah, I remember that. Remember Wilder's brother had a go at Bellew and thought he could. Imagine Marcellus Wilder actually thinking he could beat Tony Bellew, having a go at Tony Bellew. That was, God for Tony Bellew probably wouldn't. Tony Bellew wouldn't even want to fight Marcellus Wilder because I'm sure he'd be afraid how much damage he caused that kid. And I think he would cause him an awful lot of damage. That boy is something else. Is that the one? It's not, funny enough, since I watched it, it's not in my recommendations anymore, so I can't tell you. It had a name kind of like that. Don't know whether that's necessarily that or not, but really worth the watch. Really, really, really worth the watch. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. It was very good. But yeah, what's happening with Dylan White? Yeah, I don't know. I really don't. Your guess is as good as mine, mate, to be honest with you. I couldn't really tell you. He's just gone off the radar. But people are kind of forgetting about him now. No one's really mentioning him. And especially now that we've got these big heavyweight fights coming up, he's still keeping very quiet. Oh, man. The good old days when you could say whatever you liked and it wouldn't. Mate, it's not even that. Like, it's like they will flag a video and restrict the ads on it for just letting, the way sometimes sometimes you could be just talking and you let the F-bomb go and stuff like that. Boom, you're going to have issues. Some videos you will, some you won't. That's why I don't let it go. I try not to. I'm always just kind of like, F or whatever, just in case. But like, I remember Hatman said that he got a video demonetized where it had a profanity word just in in the thumbnail, and not him writing it, but just Lopez saying it, and you could see I think the F and the K. I think there was an X between the U and the C, and they still flagged it. It's like, come on, is it really that bad? Somewhere under the radar, yeah. We are going to enjoy that. We're probably going to watch along for that one as well. Should have done, but didn't. But let's see what happens with Dillian White. Lads. I have to go, and I'm going to record review of the week for tomorrow morning. I would have done the full hour, but we obviously had our issues with the record. Well, it wasn't the record with the audio at the start of this, so that kind of goosed us a little bit. So I'm going to record that now, and I will get that out to you tomorrow. Plus, I've got a few surprises in store for this coming week. We've got a busy week of previews, but I have to get a WTF video out. A new one. Well, sort of a new one, but a better one, a good one. I'll leave you on that little cliffhanger. Lads, I'll leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the live. 160 still in the building. Hit that old like button on the way out. And of course, massive shout out to everyone who donated, especially to you, mate. Thank you so much for the 15 quid. I appreciate that massively. For now, I will leave you with that. We had a good weekend. Great weekend of boxing. it was brilliant. We had some really good fights on this weekend, so I'm happy with that. And we have that flipping day of reckoning card this weekend. Yeah, it is gonna be massive. I can't wait. We all can't wait. We're all looking forward to it. Let's have it, lads. I'll chat to you. Peace.